Good morning, everybody. This morning I thought I'd do a little video about how I photo clothing and everything. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to turn you around in just a moment. Right, to start off with, I thought I'd show you what I've got. Right, first things first, coffee. I shut myself in my bedroom because, as you know, I've got two cats, and that is the pile I want to start making my way through. What I tend to do is, flicking you around, sorry to make you feel sick, I put on something I want to watch, and that's Manhunt Unabomber. It's on Netflix, so I thought I'd give it a go. And I'll do an episode, and then that's normally enough photos. That's 45 minutes. So yeah, so I want to try doing some of this today. I have Dolly there. Sorry, that's why I shoes over there. So you know I do it in my bedroom. You're going to hear my cats because they don't like being shut out, but obviously they get shut out. I have labels and a pen, my measuring tape, clear plastic bags that I put it all in, and my phone for taking the photos on, obviously remote control, PlayStation, which is what I watch Netflix through. So yeah, so I'm going to put you up somewhere and try and get and show you how exactly I take my photos and angles, etc. I take my photos. Don't know if this will work out, but let's give it a go. Right, as you can see, Dolly's now dressed. Sorry, I'm not going to be looking at the camera all the time. And so she's ready to be taking photos. Sometimes, if items are too big, because I've got a 10 to 12 mannequin, which is about right, it sometimes fits an 8 on, and I don't ever purposefully buy 8s anyway. But if I do get an 8, then it does sometimes fit on. Lower than that, you've got no chance. She's a half mannequin. I don't know if you can see that. She's got a stand at the bottom, she hasn't got the legs, etc., and she's got no arms. She's got no head, bless her, Dolly. But what I tend to do, if I get something that's too big, say a size 16 up, 14s normally look okay on her, I tend to get a hairband and I just tie it back. And it gives the actual figure as well. I will mention in the listing that it is modelled on this mannequin and has been pinned back for this, pinned back with a hairband, but I don't know. So, yes. And then I always give measurements, but I'll show you all that anyway. So anyway, if I'm taking a photo of the top, a dress, anything that's on Dolly, I'll always start with, good job phone first. I have, on my phone, you have different camera settings. I don't know if you have them all phones. I've got a Sony Xperia X8, which is good enough for the job, to be honest. I have it set to that, so it's only part of the screen, so it's more square shaped. As you can see, I'm south facing, I have to shut this blind, because this blind lets in too much natural light this time of day and literally beams light over half of it. It'd be great in the summer because it just won't, it'll beam in over the whole lot. But yeah, but I've still got enough natural light coming through there. I don't have any false artificial lights. I take all my photos during the day. I don't personally think I need them. So it's used clothing, it's not brand new stock, it's the lower end market. So I think it's an unnecessary expense for me, to be honest, and an unnecessary taking up of room, as Dolly has to live in my bedroom now anyway, as it is. But yeah, anyway, first things first, I take a photo of the front. When I'm taking the photo, I try and make sure the top of Dolly's neck, so this bit here, and it measures down to just below her torso. So it'll show. So it's always the frontal photo first, and then I'll spin around. And then I'll do the same again, so it's from the top of the neck to there. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So I don't know if you can see from the top of the neck to the torso. So basically she's all in shot. There are shadows on it, like you can see. I don't edit, but I think for a used top, and you're thinking this top's probably going to be a $5.99 top, plus postage, that's more than enough, to be honest. I don't think you need have all the fandangle lighting. So I know people don't often sell that kind of price range, but for me, it does. All the fluff you get on it. Everything's been washed, as you all know. I'm anal about washing. So yeah, I do the side, and I take one from the other angle, the back, and then one from the other side. If there are any faults, I mean this top's in really good condition, it's not got any bobbling or anything. If there are any faults, I will, at this instant, put it in the I will do a close-up photo. So say, for example, if there was a cord that was, like a thread that was loose there, I'd go up there and I'd take a photo of that, but this top's actually okay. So when I have photoed her, I take her off the mannequin, I lay her flat. Now I'm going to have to move you to show you. Sorry. Right. I lay her flat on the bed, or the top flat on the bed. I don't know, you can't really see, but. And then I measure, and I will show you where I measure from. It's 47, 60. I only do 2 measurements in them. So I will show you. Let me just lay it, and then I'll grab you. So, sorry, back of my head. I measure, let's see if this is showing. Where are we going? Are we going in the right angle? Yes. I measure pit to pit, and then I measure from top to bottom. Sorry, I don't know if that's come out at all or not. But yeah, I do them measurements. So it's 46, and it was 60. 46 and 60. I also take 2 additional photos. One of the brand label on the top. Let me just write down 46 and 60. And then I also do one of the care label. Now the care label, it's the one with the what it's made of. The care label doesn't need to be a great photo, because 9 times out of 10 I will take it out, and I will tell you why. Because this is the point now, is when everyone does them differently. Some people do the drafts first, then do the photos. I do the photos first, then I make the drafts. So right now, I will do a really rough heading. So this is an aisle top, medium, 14 to 16. So all we're going to get is aisle top, 14, M, 14 stroke 16, and that is all that is going to be on there. So women's clothes, start a new listing. I don't know if anyone else has found out. I know there's been a lot of hoo-ha on the chat group about people nicking photos and that. But since my app's updated on my phone, when I type in a title, it tries to give me someone else's photo. I think that's a bit cheeky, to be honest. Yeah, so I upload the photos. Sorry. Uploading. So I only have about 5 or 6 photos in each item of clothing. And I think that's plenty. So unless there's faults, then I will photo the faults. So you have one of each side, one at the front, one at the back. Sometimes, depending on what the item is, as I said, I find the side photo, because it's side to an angle. Can you hear my cat? You sometimes find the side photos are better than the front photos, so I'll put them on as the heading photo. So I do that. Is that all done? Yep, last one. Right, so I put all them in, and then literally I go into the condition, and all I type in there is if there's any faults, I will type it in there. So say if it's got a small hole, it'll say hole, blah, and it will literally just say that. This one, all it's going to say in it is pit to pit, which is actually predictive text on mine now, because it just predicts it, because I say it so much on it, and length. And then that gets saved. I'll get up all nice and neatly. Get the label, aisle, top, medium. Get bag. Sorry, that had a auction item in it. And then put it in the bag. I've actually just stopped today sending things in these bags, because I'm getting a bit thingy about the bags I'm using. I don't really want to be killing the environment. So I've actually, I've bought some tissue paper, and I've looked online because I wasn't sure on the size. So I went to Card Factory and I bought some tissue paper. It's the right size actually. And it's actually cheaper to send it in tissue paper anyway. So these are going to be used, reused and reused. So I don't feel too bad about using them actually. So it has the little label on it. And then when I've done it all, or what I'm going to do, because like I said, I'll watch an episode. When I've done all that, then I will go to and put this in a box, and then it will get the label, it will get the reference number of the box in it, in the description, and then it will have the I will complete the listing. I will go out there with a big loads of these. Right, last thing to show you is how I do. I'm going to show you jeans, because I do a lot of jeans, and it's more or less the same, but I do a bit more for jeans than I do for trousers, and I'll show you what. I've got to flip you again, sorry. Right, And you see. Right, see that little string? That's a little pull cord that doesn't work. But hey ho. Right, so I have a pair of jeans here. These are a pair of Next Boot jeans, 30R. So, I think these are men's. Yeah, they are. Right, we'll leave this for now. I hate doing men's clothing. I don't know anyone else. I absolutely detest it. What are these ones? These next ladies 12R. Yeah. Easy enough. I have my wooden hanger. I love these wooden hangers. They're actually really good. Said in the previous video, I got these from Wilkinson's. I also do the coat ones, and a pack of 4, I think it was £3. Can't go wrong there, can you? And I think you can't be great because these adjust as well, so you can even get kids' clothes on it. Sometimes it's a bit tricky with the bigger sizes. But yeah, trousers and skirts I always find look better. Well, skirts are a bit hit and miss. Trousers I always find look better hung up than flat laid. That's my own personal opinion. So there you go. Has a loose thread there. I will cut that. But yes, so I'm going to need to move all my clothes because I stand on my bed. But as you can see, so if I move Dolly out of the way, normally Dolly just stays there because she's not in my way. But yeah, hung up. Just hung up. As I said, you know, you see these photos and you think, oh, they must have a massive photo studio. But if they're like mine, it's just in a bedroom. So they are hung up there. And then I've got my phone. And then to take photos, all I take photos of the jeans are, I take a front. Again, I do it from the top of the hanger to the bottom, so it's full screen again. Sorry, all you can see is my big fat butt, but hey ho. Then I take a photo of the top. That is literally from the crotch up. I always, no matter if they're in perfect condition or not, take a photo of the hems at the bottom. If there's any fade lines or anything like that, these are actually in really good condition. I will take photos of them. Any flaws again, you take photos of them. That thread is going to get cut, so that does not need to be taken a photo of. I take a photo of the back. That didn't come out fuzzy. So can you hear my cats trying to come in? They're like this for the whole 45 minutes while I'm photoing. So that, and then I'll take a photo of the top of the back. I'll show you the measuring now rather than doing the whole thing again because otherwise this video is going to go on and on. So to measure them, I actually leave them hanging to measure them. I always measure clothing from the front. I don't know why. I don't know if that's how you do it, but I've got quite a low return rate, so I must be doing something alright. So, flat laid, I always go along the straight line, which is actually at the back. Wrong way round. I measure in centimetres. I'm a metric girl, always have been. So that's 40. I do the inside leg, which is there, 77. I also do the front inseam, especially on jeans. I don't do it on trousers, but on jeans I do, which is from the top of the button to the crotch. And that's 23. And that is how I do it. And then obviously upload the photos again, put it in a bag, the rough title. And that is it. That's all I do for clothing. As you can see, what is it now? And this is with me explaining it, 12 minutes to photo and draft 2 items. So as I said, I still need to go onto the computer and do the item specifics, etc. But that's just to photo them. And I tend to do a lot on dolly and a lot hanging. So, but yes, that's it for now. I'm going to go now. I think that will do you. And I'm going to watch my Unibar. So thanks for watching. If you've liked, press the like button and subscribe. Bye.